So Jake will have to leave to get this neck surgery, but you're going to get a very interesting opportunity in replacement with a returning star. We have this from the 522 Observer. Topping things off this weekend was the surprising return of Roddy Piper as an active wrestler to the World Wrestling Federation over this past weekend. Piper returned unannounced to the public this past Friday night in Los Angeles and will be working through this Sunday, May 21st, on all the cards originally booked for Ted DiBiase versus Jake Roberts. Roberts, who made a decent amount of press in Florida for an out-of-the-ring altercation, legitimately re-injured his neck over the past week. Piper was contacted about coming in as a last-minute replacement for Roberts since shows in both Los Angeles and San Francisco were already sold out well in advance for the Hulk Hogan versus Randy Savage main event. And Piper agreed to return for 10 days. As expected, Piper's return popped the crowds in Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Sacramento like crazy, with his match with DiBiase actually getting significantly more heat in each city than the Hogan Savage main event, which packed the buildings. So, Ted, I know you loved working with Jake, but the reactions you were getting with Piper here must have been electric for this big return. Am I right?
Yeah, and I would say because it was like because they hadn't seen Roddy for a while, and I think everybody was really excited to see him because man, he was right there from the beginning with Vince's. He was one of Vince's guys at the beginning when they first started.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he had just, for reference, he had just gone off to Hollywood and made They Live and a couple of other motion pictures.
Yeah.
So, like, his star was really on the rise. So getting him to come back and for you to be positioned with him as he comes back, pretty big deal.
Yeah. Well, and again, good deal for him, a good deal for me. And I hadn't, and that was the other thing is, I knew Roddy but after having worked with him, oh my gosh, and I loved it. He was good.
Would you say that Piper was a better in-ring worker or Jake, as far as like you and your chemistry? Did you have better chemistry with Piper or Jake?
I couldn't tell much difference. But basically Jake and I come from the same. I don't know that it'd be a toss up. I mean, Piper's a little bit of a different guy. I don't know. That's a tough question because I guess everybody had their own style, but the old school was still the old school, and no matter where you were in the country, that's the way they did it.
Gotcha. All right, last question. We're going to wrap this one up. What was your relationship like with Roddy Piper outside the ring? Were the two of you close enough that you'd be hanging out together?
Oh, yeah. He was a good guy, Yeah, there's, I don't know if we made any, like, road trips in a car or thing, but, back at the hotel or back at the hotel in the bar having a beer, something like that. Yeah. Good guy.
So Ted, a lot of time has passed, so I feel like you can tell us this story if there is one to tell when it comes to this. Rumor has it that Roddy Piper was a big fan of cocaine, the booger sugar, and you had said that you would try it every once in a while. Did you ever do cocaine with Roddy Piper?
I probably did. I probably did, because but again, there's a difference between. It's kind of like if I wanted to. It's kind of like I need a hit. I don't have a bag. That's got, or a lot of guys would carry it in the prescription bottles.
Yeah.
I never had a prescription bottle full of cocaine. But if I needed a little. I'd go to Roddy or somebody like that and say, "Hey, can I get a hit?" They always would. So,
hey, you probably saved a lot of money that way too, Ted. So that's
yeah.
so that's a big win.